Today, let's talk about Ferra's color palettes in Mortal Kombat 1. Believe it or not, Ferra becomes playable at the end of this month, making her the only cameo to be released in the same month as her partner. That's right, Homelander and Ferra are both getting released in June. So without any further ado, let's talk about her colors. Thanks to the Kombat cast, we've already seen a good amount of Ferra gameplay, and what I've noticed is her body is covered in paint. Now by default, that body paint is red, and the leather armor also is red. And as a result, it's very likely that her color palettes will center around her body paint color. So for example, if her body paint is blue, then the leather on her armor is also going to be blue as well. And on top of that, I'm willing to bet that the body paint is going to have vibrant colors. So for example, if Ferra is yellow, the body paint is going to be very bright yellow, and the same goes for the leather. Because Ferra is a very wild and loud character, right? She makes her presence known on screen, and as a result, her color palettes are very likely to reflect that. So when you take all these factors and combine them together, I think Ferra is going to have her default palette, which is red, and then a blue palette, a green palette, and then a black palette, and possibly a white or yellow palette, maybe even purple. But that last color is the only one I'm not certain about. Outside of that, NetherRealm has a very clear pattern of giving every character some kind of black palette, and sometimes also a white palette, and also there's always the inverse of their default color. So for example, if the character is red by default, they almost always give them a blue color palette or maybe a green palette, which also makes sense because those two colors are opposite on the color wheel. But once again, the point is that Ferra's colors will definitely center around her body paint, which honestly is a great idea since it will help her pop out during gameplay. Keep in mind, Ferra is a very small character. She's about half the size as everybody else, and as a result, you gotta give her very vibrant colors if you want her to stand out during that crazy hectic 2v2 gameplay. But as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What color palettes do you think Ferra is going to have in Mortal Kombat 1? Once again, if I was a gambling man, I think they're going to choose vibrant colors that you would find on the rainbow. So red, blue, yellow, green, possibly black, and maybe even pink because Ferra is a girl and NetherRealm always loves putting pink on their female characters, so that's also a strong possibility. But like I keep saying in all my videos, I truly do read each and every comment, so grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. There is one more possibility of the color palettes for Ferra that I dread happening, but it's NetherRealm, so this definitely could happen. Even though Ferra would look much better with vibrant neon colors, right? Bright reds, bright blues, I think it's possible that NetherRealm might do the opposite and just give her a bunch of dull browns and dull reds, all that same stuff. Maybe a black color palette for sure, but my point is, when it comes to the cameo characters, NetherRealm is very hit or miss. Sometimes they nail it, like with Movado. He's got a great mix of dark colors and vibrant colors. But then you have Chameleon, where they did pretty much everything wrong outside of her first two color choices. And don't even get me started on Cameo, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. They pretty much have the same color but in different shades. So blue, light blue, dark blue, black, white, you get the idea. Very boring. Maybe purple because that's close to blue for Sub-Zero, and maybe orange because that's close to yellow for Scorpion. But my point is, this color selection is not very daring, and as a result, the same thing could happen with Ferra. However, do I think that's likely? No, and that's because, like mentioned earlier, Ferra is a small character. She's half the size of everybody else, and I think NetherRealm recognizes that, and as a result, they're going to give her some very vibrant colors to help her stand out during gameplay. But of course, that's just a theory. I personally do believe that every character in a fighting game should have vibrant colors, at least as an option, because even though some characters are anochromatic on purpose, because that's their gimmick, right? They're just not very colorful. Like Aki in Street Fighter 6, for example. She's wearing lots of grays, black, and white. She purposely does not have very much color, but that's only on her default palette. If you do want a vibrant option, those are available. You can pick color 3, color 4, you get the idea, and I think that's good. That's what all fighting games should do. If you want the character to be desaturated by default because that's their gimmick, then fine, but there should always be alternate costumes and colors for players who do want to have vibrant outfits. But alright, next up, let's talk about Ferra's gear piece. Some people think it'll be the feathers on her headdress, but I think it's way more likely to be her claws. Just kidding, cameo characters don't actually get options, which means we can't theorize or speculate at all when it comes to this topic, which definitely is a bummer. I kind of do wish the cameo characters had gear piece options, just to make the customization a bit more fun and in-depth, but at the same time, I recognize the cameo characters don't spend very much time on screen, and as a result, the customization does not need to be that crazy. There's not really any good reason to make it complicated. But okay, to end this video, I have a fun topic, and it's got nothing to do with Ferra. In fact, it has has to do with Homelander. Because for anyone not aware, it's been rumored that Homelander's flight is actually meant to cost a meter if you do it twice in the same combo, very similar to Natara. She can do an air dash in Mortal Kombat 1, and it's free the first time you do it. However, for every other time you attempt the air dash during a combo, it costs you 1 bar of meter. And apparently Homelander is meant to function the same way, and we know this because if he's out of meter, he actually can't do more than 1 flight in the same combo. But oddly enough, if you do have the meter, he won't actually spend it. He can still do more than 1 flight cancel in the same combo, but he won't actually drain the meter when doing it. And as a result, it's very likely to be a glitch, and a lot of high-level players caught on to this right away, and are already changing their combo routes for the inevitable nerf when it does cost meter like it's supposed to. However, here's the interesting thing. Recently, on the official Mortal Kombat 1 channel, NetherRealm dropped an Omni-Man vs. Homelander trailer. And during the gameplay, if you look closely, you will see Homelander doing multiple flight cancels in the same combo, and it never cost him any meter. There is no white flash to indicate that. So even though the meter and HUD is completely hidden, we know that Homelander is not spending bar because he never flashes white. Which I think is very interesting because that means that NetherRealm knows about this glitch, but still chose to show it in the gameplay trailer with Homelander vs. Omni-Man. So, could this mean that it's actually not a glitch, and instead Omni-Man's flight cancel is not meant to cost extra bar when you do it more than once in the same combo? Because keep in mind, it's already not an infinite. If Homelander does the overhead flight cancel punch more than once in the same combo, the opponent gets knocked off their feet and bounced into the air, and soon after they will hit the ground. So it's not an infinite or anything like that, and as a result, I kind of hope that NetherRealm keeps Homelander this way. Because I've played the character for quite a few matches already, and he doesn't feel very overpowered to me, with the exception of that block infinite. They definitely need to nerf that and take it out of the game, but when it comes to his combos, he's not really doing any crazy damage. Even if you do multiple flight cancels in the same combo, his damage is still nothing crazy. And on top of that, his mids kinda suck. He's got a low, but it's really slow on startup, so he's just not the best when it comes to that up close scramble situation. So that's one more reason why I don't think he needs to have the flight cancel glitch removed. But of course, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Once again, I love making these videos interactive, so if you think I'm wrong, feel free to explain why in the comments. I personally just don't think he's that overpowered, so don't take away the fun stuff that makes him interesting. Because let's be real, most players can't even do 1 flight cancel in a combo, let alone 2 or 3, right? So once again, you don't have to remove it. Most players aren't even taking advantage of this glitch anyway, so I say keep it in the game. Or if you do remove it, then just nerf the other top characters too. I don't even think Omni-Man is a top character, it's too early to say. Maybe top 10, but definitely not top 5. So if you're gonna nerf one of the coolest things about Homelander right now, then make sure to nerf something else that's annoying about the top characters too. And also, nerf Cyrax and put him like he was before. Don't think we didn't notice that buff you gave him and just didn't tell anybody in the secret update, okay? I'm not gonna let it go. There is no reason for Cyrax to be that strong when every other attack he does is already really good. And also, since I'm already talking about it, nerf Chameleon. She is way too good. Everybody is using her at tournaments. I want to see more variety, and the only way that's gonna happen is if you nerf her a little bit, but just enough that players want to experiment with somebody else on the massive cameo roster. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton, and then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.